Today's session, we are going to discuss about the financial and management accounting concepts. In this unit, most of our discussions are, you already know it. What I mean, in the second semester, management accountancy, in this subject, most of the content we discussed already. That's why, in my opinion, this unit is probably the revision for you guys. But in this unit, we are going to discuss from the perspective of decision-making aspect, from the viewpoint of the management. That's why probably this unit may be interesting for you guys. Now, when we are talking about accounting information, in the previous semester as well, we discussed about the accounting information. What is the accounting information actually? In the previous semester, we discussed that the accounting information is a communication. The accounting is a language of business. We discussed a lot of things about the accounting information. And we discussed about the uses of the accounting information as well. Previously, when we talked about accounting, basically we pointed out a few things. One is about the recording, classifying, summarizing, interpreting, all these things. Nowadays, these are considered as accounting processes. Now, the accounting means dissemination of the information to the users. So that when we are talking about the different branches of accounting, mainly cost accounting, financial accounting, and the management accounting, we should have to understand that what kind of informations are over there. Basically, accounting informations, when we talk like that, we always think about systems and the certain informations which are useful to make a decision. That is from the perspective of the management. But then, what kind of informations actually we need to disseminate to our users? Later, we are going to discuss the motives and the factors influencing the accounting informations from the perspective of the users as well. When we are talking about the systems and the informations, mainly the information related with the resources. That means in this competitive business world, as well as changing business environment, we need a lot of information. One of the information is related with the resources. What kind of resources actually we are using to produce our products and generating our services to our customer. Definitely, we use the resources as material, labor, and we use the machinery, equipment, all these are our resources. But the important aspect is to what extent are we able to use our resources in optimum level. That is the main thing. So that when we are talking about the use of material, in the second semester we discussed about the control of material cost by using the standard costing. When we are talking about the use of the labor forces, we try to control it by using a variance analysis under the standard costing. What it means that means we are not only going to use the resources, we are trying to control the cost of these resources. In our overhead variances, what we discussed? We discussed about the fixed manufacturing overhead cost and variable manufacturing. In that situation also, we try to analyze our overhead variances, mainly overhead capacity variances, which we use it to identify utilization of our fixed costs. That's why when we are talking about the information, the first important information may be the use of the resources. How we are going to using our resources, to what extent are we able to use it at the optimum level, and how we are going to develop the control mechanism to use these resources. So that in the accounting, we have so many different mechanisms, financial as well as management account. The another important resources is about the financing aspect. Actually, what it means then, when we start a business or manufacturing unit, we need a capital. When we are talking about the capital, what are the sources of that capital? What are the sources of the fund? That is the most important aspect for us. So that financing also the resources. Sometimes we obtain from the financial institutions, sometimes we obtain from our investors, sometimes we obtain our financing resources from our capital as well. That's why the information relating to the financing resources is also very important. It's a very important information to disseminate our business. Today back, Tribhuvan Cement announced that they have cleared all the bank loans and they make an additional investment in the Untitled cement industry. What it indicates that? It indicates that all the investors should be aware that they have already finished or repaid their loan, indicating that they are able to pay higher amount of dividend in the future. That's a very important information to the investors. And one more additional information they provided that they are investing additional amount in the Untitled cement industry. What it indicates that? It also try to give information to the investors. They are investing in other cement industry means they are generating additional revenues from the other income as well, from the investing as well. That's why whatever the resources we have, what we are using it, these are the most important informations in finance and the management accounting. The another important aspect is about the users. Who are the accounting information users? Definitely, we have two different parties. Already we discussed it in the second semester. Internal users and the external users. So that both of them need accounting information. And we will discuss on later about it. Who use it? Why use it? Because their objective to use the accounting information may be different from each other. So that they need a different kind of information based on their different objectives. That's why parties outside the organization need the similar information to make a judgment about the organization. Not only information used by the internal parties, that means employees, management, board of directors. Outside parties also use the accounting information. The researcher use the accounting information. Customer use the accounting information. Economics use the accounting information. Government use the accounting information. Investor use the accounting information. There are so many different parties use the accounting information, not only for the purpose of determination of the tax, not only the purpose of determination of the financial spend. They want to judge the organizations or the businesses. When we are talking about the organization, definitely they are profit-oriented as well as non-profit-oriented. But when we are talking about the accounting is similar in the type of organizations, either profit-oriented or not profit-oriented, not for profit-oriented. When we are talking about information, definitely we have two different types of accounting information. One is about quantitative information, the other is about qualitative information. For qualitative, we can say that it's a non-quantitative information as well. And we discussed these things in the second semester as well. What kind of information is considered as a qualitative and what kind of information is considered as a quantitative? Regarding the qualitative information, there are so many different information related to the qualitative. For example, our sales depend upon what? Our sales depend upon the behavior of our salespersons. How our salesperson deal with our customers for selling our goods and services. The relationship between employees and employers is very good. That's why our sales has been increased by 10%. That's purely a qualitative information. Our showroom is in a very good location. That's a qualitative information. Qualitative information we cannot measure in terms of number. But when we are talking about the quantitative information, that can be measured in terms of number. For example, this year profit is increased by 10%. 10% is the measurement of our organization style. Our sales increased by 1 million rupees. That's a quantitative. Our profit is that much of amount. That's a quantitative. Basically, when we are talking about the quantitative information, that quantitative information may be accounting information or maybe the non-accounting information. Do you have any idea about accounting information and non-accounting information? Probably you have, because these kind of information we discussed in the previous semester as well. When we are talking about accounting information, I already gave you the example that our profit is increased by so and so, our cost is increased by so and so, our profit reached to that much, our capacity is at that. All these are accounting information. But when we are talking about the age of our employees, the age is measured in terms of quantity. There is no any doubt at all. But that is non-accounting information. The age of employees is not related with our accounting information. Accounting information is related with our balance sheet, profit and loss account, cash flow statements, changes in the equities. These are the things basically we consider as accounting. When we are talking about accounting information, there are different accounting information and different source of accounting information. For example, our profit depends upon our daily sales. Sales is depend upon our production units. Production units depend upon our purchase of raw material or consumption of raw material and our use of labor process. So that when we are talking about the accounting information, the most important information is about the operating information. That means day-to-day our activities. So that when we are talking about the daily operation, there are so many different informations we need as operating information. When we are talking about the operating information, that operating information reflect to the other information. For example, financial accounting information. We can obtain it by using the financial reports. When we are talking about the financial accounting, basically in our mind comes about the financial statements, balance sheet, financial statements, that is balance sheet, income statement, cash flow statement, changes in the equities, as well as these are the finances. But when we are talking about the future-oriented activities, for example, we are going to plan to add our products in our existing product line. Suppose we are producing only the 3 different products, A, B, C. Right now we are thinking to make an addition of the product B. That is the future-oriented. Similarly, we are thinking to replace our existing machine. What? To reduce the cost and to increase the efficiency, production efficiency. Then what happens? We need a management accounting information. In a changing business environment, we have always faced a challenge about the product and services provided by the other institutions. Advanced technology they use. Quality of product has been enhanced. That makes us challenges. That's why we need accounting information, management accounting information. In previous class also, we discussed about the few alternative decisions. Make or buy, what you are going to do. Similarly, a special offer, whether you want to accept it or to reject it. We have a drop or continue. That is, in an organization, we have so many different informations, and we need to make a decision. Not only these things, we use a different management accounting tools from the perspective of the control. We discussed in the previous semester variable costing. Why variable costing do we need? To know the variable cost as well as fixed cost. Because from the control perspectives, we use the cost per profit analysis for what? a control perspective, and we try to measure our risks by using the margin of safety. Similarly, we study the budgeting for what? For the future plan, detailed plan of actions. We use the standard costing for what? To control the cost. That's why, from the perspective of the planning, implementation, control, organizing, and to ensure the competitive advantage in the future, we need to have information related with that. The another type of information which is also very much important, accounting information, that is the tax accounting information. Mainly, when we are going to file our tax return and the authority and what is the amount we are going to pay, all these are comes under the tax planning information. That's why when we are talking about the information, you should have to know that we have a qualitative information and quantitative information. Under the quantitative information, we have accounting information as well as non-accounting information. When we are talking about accounting information, basically we have 4 different types of information. Day-to-day operating activities information, financial accounting related activities information, management accounting related information, as well as tax accounting information. These are the basic concepts of the information. On the basis of these, we are going to discuss more. Okay, do we have any confusion? Okay. Now comes to the financial accounting information. Okay, now regarding the financial accounting information, basically we are going to consider the financial reporting. In the financial reporting, I already told you that we have a international accounting standard, we have a Nepal accounting standard. That means we have institutions which provides us guideline to prepare the financial information. Regarding the banking institutions, regarding the non-profit organizations, regarding the manufacturing industry, for all these different type of organizations, we have a certain guidelines for financial reporting. For example, what is the basic format or reportings do we need to prepare when we are going to prepare the financial statements? That means balance sheet. When we are talking about the balance sheet, how we are going to treat our fixed assets? We have a clear instructions about the treatment of our fixed assets. Cost basis, historical basis. How we are going to treat our depreciations? Depreciation, what are the different depreciation rate? How we are going to treatment about our account receivables? Everything. Regarding the income statement, when we are talking about the income, for the banking institution, we have a directive that only the cash receipt from the clients can be recognized as income. But in the manufacturing industry, what happened? Not only the cash receipt, the receivable from the debtors also considered as. So let's see the differences. That means we have some sort of guidelines and directives, which we should use in the financial statements. So that in the financial statements, there should be the 5 different components. One is about the balance sheet, income statement, cash flow statements, changes in equities, and most of the accounts. Probably you guys understand these things, which we already discussed in the second semester, in the beginning of this semester as well. But from the financial statements or the information or financial reports, what should we talk? What should be the component or what kind of information actually we want to disseminate to our users? That is the most important aspect for us. For whom we are going to disseminate the financial accounting information? For which group we are going to disseminate the financial accounting information? And what are the purposes of the disseminating financial information? So, in account, there are mainly 5 different important points we can obtain the accounting information. The one is about the financial accounting information is useful to present and potential investors and creditors in making a rational investment and decisions. That is the first aspect. We will come in a internal aspect as well on later. But one very prominent objective to reporting the financial information is about to make an investment decisions. Because without information, we cannot make any kind of decisions. The black hole, what is over there, we don't know. But we should have to visualize it. We should have to understand it. On the basis of the sorted information, we can make decisions. So that the first important aspect is about our potential investors. If we have potential investors, we need information. Without information, they feel very difficult to make investment decisions. Because investors always look behind the expected rate of return. Financial head of the company. When we are talking about commercial bank provides us loan on basis of what? On the basis of financial statements. What is the expected sales volume? What is the expected profit? What is the expected cash flow in the future? On the basis of that, they will provide us a loan. And they look for the repayment capacity of our organizations. And regarding the creditors, I already told you in the previous class, when we are talking about the financial statement analysis, the first analysis tool is developed is liquidity ratio. At the end of the 18th centuries, and it comes to the beginning of the 19th century as well. The creditor always want to look behind the capacity of repayment of the short-term liabilities by the organization. So that when I want to sell our credit, because I want to look the financial statement of my debtors, whether that organization is able to pay out my short-term liabilities or not. That's why the financial accounting information should be useful to present and potential investor and creditors in making the rational investment decisions. That is the first important aspect. The another important aspect is about the understanding of the economic activities of the organizations. When we are talking about the stock investment or equity investment, now we have a different type of hydropowers. We have Chile, we have a Utol hydropower, we have a Sanima hydropower, right? We have so many different hydropowers. Among of these, in which hydropower do you want to invest and why? That you should have make a comparison. You should have a understand about that business. You should have understand about the economic activities of these hydropowers. Which hydropower is making the additional investment in the new hydropower? What is the incomes? What is the sales? What is the profit? Everything. So that you try to make a comparison. When you are talking about manufacturing industries invested in the Nepal stock exchange, probably the Shibam. The other is about the other manufacturing industries. For example, there is a Himalayan distillery. When we are talking about communications, we have a telecom. We have so many different insurance companies, life and non-life and so on. So that when you are going to invest, you should understand about the business. That means if you want to invest in the Shibam, you will try to understand about the businesses, about the cement industry in the past. What is the volume, what is the capacity, what is the demand, and where is it, everything. When we are talking about our financial accounting information, probably the economic resources of the enterprise. I already told you that the resources used. Claim to those resources. Effect of transactions and event and the change of resources claim to those resources. That means when we are talking about the use of resources, probably you know it. When we discuss about the cost volume profit analysis in second semester, in one of the problems we discussed that. Labor intensive organization and capital intensive organization. In the labor intensive organization, what will happen? High variable cost, high variable cost ratio, low contribution margin ratio. But when we are talking about a capital intensive industry, what will happen? High fixed cost, low variable cost, so that high contribution margin. We have one advantage and disadvantage. As an information users, we try to analyze it and try to find out the strength, weakness of the labor intensive organization and capital intensive. And definitely financial accounting, we use it. to know about the financial performance. In financial performance, we use the difference ratios, you know it very well, including return on equity and residual income. And you use the liquidity ratio, performance ratio, turnover ratio, solvency ratio, profitability ratio, so many different ratios we use to understand the financial performance of the organization. And the financial accounting also helps users assess the amount, timing, uncertainty of prospective cash received from dividends, interest, and the process from the sales, redemption of securities or loan, and so many different things. That's why the financial accounting information is so important to us from the perspective of the outside as well as inside. Now, if we are talking about the financial information, again, who need the financial accounting information? I already told you that probably they are the internal users and external. When we are talking about the internal users, the managers, directors, employees, these are the internal users. When we are talking about the externals, who are the shareholders, lenders, creditors, prospective investors, government, and the other also use the accounting information. But the use of the accounting information from the perspective of the different angle, different objective, I mean. For example, why shareholders use our accounting information? Because they invest us in our organizations, expecting handsome return. So that shareholders always expect a dividend return, and that return should be a higher return. Were you making the comparison with another organization or banking interest or opportunity cost whatsoever? But their main objective is to make a use the information is to get a return. The objective is the difference with the managers and directors. Director and manager use the accounting information. Why is it so? The main to make a decisions to prepare the future plan, to prepare the future roadmap of our organization. Our accounting information up to 2020, we have what situations, what status, and where we want to be in 2025, 2030, where we want to be from the financial perspectives. That's right. They use the information, accounting information, financial accounting information. Directors and managers use these information for a future plan. Detailed plan of action for the future. That may be a short-term, mid-term, or long-term goals. Similarly, employees also use the accounting information for what? To know it. Employees always want to be insured in the job. If profit is decreasing trend, in sales is decreasing trend, then what will happen? The employees feel unsecure in that situation. Right now, because of the COVID-19, you guys come to know that most of the institutions are giving retirement to their employees. Let's see what happens in the hotel industry. It's totally affected. Let's see what will happen. What happened in the tourism industry, mainly in the trekking and boating industry. It's totally devastating situation right now. What it means then? The sales is decreased, definitely profit is also decreased, so that job security is questionable right now. In another perspective, when sales increase, profit increase, then what happened? Definitely employees got a more fringe benefit, as well as they feel secure, and they will also probability to get a chance of the higher bonus as well. Because as per our act, 10% of the profit should be distributed. That's why employees are always concerned about the accounting information of their business, because they want to ensure about the job security as well as the financial benefit from that. I already told you that the money lender and the credit also use the accounting information because they want to check whether they are able to pay the repayment of the loan or not. They will also check the financial health of our organization because they want to know whether they are able to pay short-term debt or not, in timely basis or not. Sometimes what happens? Suppose in the Nepal Stock Exchange, in different organizations, there are different investors looking for the investment opportunities. In that situation, what will happen? There are a lot of prospective investors which are looking for a good investment. That's why they are always looking for the accounting information. For the time being, I want to invest in the Nepal Telecom, for example, Nepal Bank, Chile Hydropower. What will happen? Definitely, I need the accounting information regarding the what is the profit trend, what is the sales trend, what is the EPS, what is the PE ratio, what is the financial health of that organization, what is the dividend history of that organization, what is the dividend yield, a lot of things. That's why the financial accounting information is used by the prospective investors. That's why we need to disseminate it. Similarly, there is a government. Government also use the accounting information. For what? The objective is very clear, to determine the taxes. That's why government use the accounting information. You see, the shareholder why use it? The objective is totally different from the prospective of the government. Manager use the accounting information that is totally different from the money lender and the retailers. The employee use the accounting information is totally different from others. Similarly, the accounting information used by so many different other institutions and the persons as well. If you are talking about the listed companies, the Nepal Stock Exchange, Nepal Stock Exchange itself use the accounting information to disseminate with their investors, and they put their financial statement in the website as well. Some of the researchers also wants to have accounting information because they want to analyze the organization financial health. They want to make a comparisons between the organizations regarding the financial health. Financial performance also they want to check. Making a comparison between organizations, and comparison with the industry average as well. So sometimes what will happen, economics also wants to get the information, financial information. When in the financial institutions, why is it so? Because from that they will get the information regarding the financial health of the country as well. So Nepal Rashtra Bank also use the accounting information. Why is it so? Because they want to know how the deposit has been increasing so far or decreasing, the lending so far, and what is the situation of the liquidity in the financial market. There are a lot of things. A lot of institutions, interested persons use the accounting information. When we are talking about customers, basically customers also use the accounting information. Why is it so? Because they want to know what is the return percentage asked by supplier or the company. Is it a fair price or not? Because we have a lot of law. In the trading business, we have a law that there should not be more than 20% of profit on cost. That law is effective. If the customer wants it, what is the profit margin taken by the seller? So that there are certain information, financial accounting information which we need. Okay. Now there are so many different scope and sources of financial accounting information. Quarterly report, annual report, auditor report, board of directors reports, internal sources and external sources as well. We can get accounting quarterly reports from the website of the organization. In the case of the listed companies, again we have, if we listed companies, we get the quarterly and annual reports from the other website as well. Same one website, as well as the certain news portals, merogagandhi.com, and shares on that and so on. Because we have a certain information which are very important to us, and these important information we can obtain from the unaudited quarterly report, audited report, and the annual report. And in the annual report, basically there are some chairman reports and the board of directors reports also over here, from which we can have important information for us. Similarly, we have some sort of internal information that is basically available management, mainly the what are the different kind of resources have been used so far, what is the condition of the purchase and sales, and detailed plan of action for future, basically we consider as a budget. Now regarding the external sources, in the organizations, what will happen, there are so many different study reports regarding the customer satisfaction report.